Yeah, so basically, yeah, I'm a front-end dev in this startup called Persuit. But this talk is about the problem that I faced in my previous work in the past. So it's sorry. So it's about I will go a bit in depth of CSS selectors and especially like an attribute. So for those who doesn't know what an attribute is, I guess. So that's where the schema is. There's a selector and the property name and property values, and then these are the attribute name and value, and yeah, so that's how it looks like in your HTML. So we're just gonna have a little look closer to these operators, which is like it's an attribute selectors operators. So they're like 7 of them, but the reason I'm talking about this is because I think in my previous work I had to deal a lot with like changes in contents, and yeah, at that time we had like fields, and user is allowed to input some values, and there that he wanted to sometimes style accordingly by that selection. So yeah, so name equals value. I think this is pretty straightforward. So it's basically yeah, it's just kind of trying to find like a value in like a specific set of contents, and then it's the exact value of it. And then this tilde equals is yeah, it's limited by spaces. So if you want to find a value in your content that is separated by spaces, and then this one is by hyphen, and then that one is yeah, being given a given string, yeah, in the beginning, and that one is ending with the given string, and that one is containing, so it contains that value, and this one is if it doesn't have a certain value, or don't have the specified attribute being given. So we have a demo. Yeah, I have this recipe demo here, which is like just like really simple because it has like some contents on it that it will be like a good demo to present. Yeah, and then I use handlebars here because I wanted to kind of load like this sort of like a JSON like format. But this data, if you guys want to play around with it, can be loaded in like, you can have like a YAML or another separate JSON file or something like that, but I just put it in here. And then, so yeah, I've already prepared these examples. So for example, in the title, you have like a cupcake, which is basically the name of this recipe. But then say you want to change that, or the data is being changed to like, say, apple pie. Then I want the prefix to change as well. So that's like one of the example of how that works. And then say I want to kind of like highlight that eggs, just to show that this dish, for example, contain eggs on it. I already prepared that, so I just kind of uncomment that. Yeah, so like that's highlighting it. And then I think this example is for you want to search a value highlighted by a hyphen. So in this case, you have self-raising flower. You want to highlight it to this color, for example. You want to style it. And also another example, so you can do it that way and just kind of call that attributes there, because I'm using it with handlebars, that just kind of, I know this is probably not the best practice, but yeah, you just put like span there, and it has like that variables that I call from there, and then you can add any kind of attribute name there and attribute value there, and then query it in your selectors, attribute selectors operators. I guess that's what it's called. And then I also how you can in with jQuery as well. Say you want, in this example, show that, in here it's given either self-raising flower or with flower, and you want to show that, if it's gluten-free or not. And then you can kind of, again, same, like call that attributes, and then kind of append in the where it's located or it's finding, and just kind of show that or display that. And then here I have another example, which is the same deal. It's just kind of, trying to use different operators here. And with this one, because it's an essence, it might contain preservatives and this kind of other information. You want to show in your steps here methods that it's around 180 degrees Celsius, so it's a low medium kind of heat oven bake cake. So yeah, so that's an example of it. Sorry, and it's the end.